Yeah, I mean, there was the series against Scion, right? At some point, where
Yeah, Scion's taken games off of him, no doubt.
yeah,
But Flower Fairy does have the edge.
yeah. I mean, he's ultra solid in long range scenarios. It is kind of his bread and butter. I don't know. I feel like Apooche is a very cerebral player.
Hmm.
Um, thinks about the game in a very smart way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he can take games off of Ferry in the long range scenario. But I have to
Yeah,
admit that Ferry has to be favorite in that.
I think so too. I would love to see him do aggro once again. It's pretty cool to see the ball stang pick up the win there. And he honestly had a pretty tough go as well. Like those blue spells you talked about showing up round two and honestly throughout the whole game. And then fire on, it was either round three or round four. And like, man, as a ball stang player, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, it really isn't. I think in the end, like the steel balls were just cosmetic as well. Like none of them
Hmm.
leveled. They were just like
Yeah.
relegated to the chaff roll.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get into this game. Best of one. Whoever wins advances to the round of eight.
Oh, very rapid quick supply specialist pickup there for Ferry with the Sledgehammer start. It is a bit of a favorite of his. I think Sledgehammer, especially if you're a defensive or a standard player, is the strongest starting pack that you can have.
I agree. It's so good. Even Fangs too, pretty nice to start with. And Quick Supply Specialist, I mean, that's got to be one of the best specialists in the game.
Yeah, especially with all of the changes we've had to the 200 unit costs.
True, the unlocks, yeah. Very relevant. And we get Fortified here for Apooche. Now, I think this is one of the weakest specs in the game right now. I do value the units that he has with it. And if he can get into a matchup where the stats matter, like say he's like fortressing or I don't know, even like leveling up his hounds and getting a bunch, it could be quite good. And he has a big health pool to sort of, get into a good position into the mid game.
It's certainly not a Nikon spec, but man, this is a tough pack to deal with on round one with Fortified. There is just so many hit points, and yeah, Ferry here does the one thing that might work, which is to buy a Phoenix
Yeah,
alongside another Fang.
I'll certainly do it. I don't think Apooche, like he could buy Fangs, but they'll be up in front.
I
I
mean, you
can't
could even
imagine a
buy
world.
Marksman.
Yeah, you could. Would you though? I don't think I would.
You don't need chaff here. I mean, you can buy Fangs, but
Hmm.
like you don't need chaff. Like your Sledgehammers and your Hounds are so tanky on round one, they'll do the role of being chaff.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, so Apooche is going for like sort of like a mid-range board with a left bias, but still protecting his tower based on that newest Hound edition. Pretty cool setup here.
It does end up going for one more Hound, one more Crawler, so this will be a default win for a Fairy.
I think it's such an interesting decision to go one Hound, one Crawler there. Because like normally I try and add at least two chaff in the early game and try and, have my experience get concentrated to my three dogs, but maybe he's just like trying to defend his right side with the Hound, thinking it can just like munch up whatever's there.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, if you want to rely on Hounds as your chaff clear, you will want like 5, 6, or 7. So I think it does set him up well. I would have maybe liked to see like one Hound, one Marksman though, because I don't think this is like a completely unexpected move from Ferry.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, what were
Wow,
the
rapid
choices
steel ball
here?
pickup.
Arclight for Flower Fairy, level 3, and blue Steel Ball. I feel like Apooche does take Steel Ball unit reinforcements pretty highly.
It's very strong on round two. Like, anytime your opponent gets a level on their steel balls on round one, you're sitting there like, oh, please, like, don't give them a heavy armor as well.
Yeah. All right, Mustang going to be
So,
our anti-air.
wow, okay, we're just ball stanging again. New meta read?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, he was in a weird position, right? Because the unit reinforcement kind of forced him to spend 100 of his supply. That puts him down to 300, and then he can't afford a Phoenix unlock and his other deployment. So, kind of makes sense what he went for.
The Mustang
That
also
Phoenix
is quite
flank.
good against this quad fang opener. Oh,
Yeah, true.
Laomam
Flower.
and Ferry there giving him a hard time in the early game, abusing those towers.
I know, right? Naughty, naughty. It might have been the perfect timing too, because I think Apooche was going to stabilize really hard here. But nope, not anymore.
And man, look at this Arclight go, one-shotting Hounds during the debuff. And it's not faring too poorly into the level 1 sledgehammers either.
Yeah, this is just a massacre. All the sledges basically living. Arclight lives. 4 Phoenixes. Oof. Almost 1,000.
What a round.
Yeah.
And yeah,
No
this is
help.
something I've seen more from 201. Like, they really like running jump drive these days, almost all of their players.
Yep.
And they go for these early flanks and then just use the Phoenixes defensively. Now, Ferry just picked up a redeploy, so he doesn't even need to click jump drive.
Yeah, will Apooche respect it? So he always needs one right there on the right. He does do it. Now he's got one more Mustang and he puts it on the left. That's going to be huge. But there is a Scorpion now, so I'm not even sure that despite this great parry here, that he can win against this Scorpion.
Yeah, the DPS is someone on the low end of things, right? Like, there's no Phoenix on the board for Apooche. You have to presume these steel balls won't be able to connect because you've got the sledgehammers in the way.
Absolutely. Start breakpoints here. Like Scorpion does 10,600 and the blue ball has 12,000. Okay, because he took a health enhance there and he's fortified spec. So at least the blue balls can survive quite nicely.
That's actually only a fortified spec breakpoint.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty cool that he took that.
Doesn't matter though. Steel balls will still
No.
just absolutely vanish.
Yeah, really didn't do that much. His units are definitely really tanky though, but there's not like a lot of breakpoints occurring, I think.
I mean, speaking of tanky units, this level 3 Arclight is just so disgusting.
I
It will
know.
eventually go down, but man.
Yeah, not the best round here for Apooche. Like, it's nice that he's stabilizing. Like, he called out the read on the Phoenix. He sort of like solidified his Mustang line here, but man, he's got problems to solve. And mainly his issue is DPS, right? That Arclight is tanky and that Scorpion very tanky.
Oh, and we get a very rapid armor pickup, whereas Apooche picks up the Assault Fortress.
Fascinating. I mean, I mentioned you want to leverage, stat sticks to make use of your fortified specs. That's going to be good. But I am very worried about his short-term power here. This heavy armor that was picked up and put on the sledgehammer, I mean, he has no chance of killing that.
Yeah, Apooche is going for a bit of a setup round here. He is still somewhat safe, right? Sitting at 3,200 hit points, but this is a classic, like, wait it out. Maybe next turn there's a unit drop and that'll allow you to get into Fortress.
True, yeah. So, 1/3 chance of a unit drop next round. Obviously, if he gets Fortress, that would be great. And if he doesn't, I think he's probably just buying them, right?
Yeah, I think next turn he needs to have Fortresses no matter what. Goes for a Phoenix here as well, though, so it does add a little bit of both anti-air DPS and just additional DPS to deal with, well, the sledgehammers that got really tanky and that Scorpion.
Yeah, for sure. Call me a bit of a doomer, but man, I think this round is going to be so painful. But let's see.
Oh yeah, no, this looks dire.
Oh, we're killing Phoenixes
Range
on the
arcs.
left. That's big, getting that snipes there. That's 200 less damage and a lot of DPS off the board. The Phoenix on the right, bullying that Arclight. We may get the tower on the right once again. Flower Fairy might have left himself vulnerable.
There is a chance for an air cheese here, actually.
Oh, I was way off. Apooche actually putting his resources on the right-hand side and leveling up the Mustangs. Gonna give him the round win, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look at them go, just chewing through those units as if it's nothing. Mustang even picks up a level there, so he has one level 3 if he wants it.
That was big. Big. Because he did a setup round, like you said. Like, he didn't do any, like, remarkable investment. I mean, he got the range on the Mustangs, which did really well. And we do get that 33% chance of the unit reinforcements.
Now, what do you go here? Fire Badger and Stormcaller are both worth the most, 600 resources, if you want to sell out of them.
I kind of like the Raiden for Apooche, but I mean, I guess he just wants money for the fortresses, right?
Yeah, well, he has like a backline of Mustangs, and Fortress is already one of the best pairings with Mustang. And then on top of that, he invested into the card. So just feels like he has to sell, which is what he'll do. Sell out of Stormcaller, keeps one, and buys 2 Assault Fortresses.
For sure. His tower's getting cheesed, by the way. So let's see if that gets defended.
Oh,
I think what's happening is 2 Stormcallers will shoot towards the tower, and then the other 2 will be shooting at the dogs.
yeah, but that'll get the tower quite easily.
Yeah, it's level 2, right? And he's out of money. And like, yeah, this is painful. Let's see though. The Stormcallers could be drunk.
I don't think they are.
The arrows changed, by the way. I guess he moved his Stormcaller a little bit. So now, still only 2 on the tower. So yeah, just a minor adjustment.
Fortress is kind of far back though, but he does run that super scary Ford tech bar with overload, range, and elites. But man, that debuff, 9 seconds.
Yeah. It's so painful. How healthy are these fortresses, by the way? 66,000 HP. Wow.
Do you know what? The debuff wasn't even the worst.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Not ideal, but yeah, it's not like the end-all be-all.
Well, I say that the fortresses are getting absolutely dumpstered there by the phoenixes, the stormcallers, and that scorpion.
Yeah, the storms were just so good for Flower Fairy. Like, one of them was on cheese duty, the other one was on fortress shooting duty. Just spectacular usage of that unit drop.
And remember, Ferry has redeployment, so he can't just retrieve that from the line and still make use of it on the left side of the board to defend.
For sure. Okay, Fire's picked up here against Apooche's Stangs. So Apooche's got to be thinking here, what do I do against that? He skips. He doesn't even want the advanced shield device. If he buys a shield, I'm going to malt. But yeah, he just takes up the barrier. I do like that. But they're not far forward, right?
Kind of a greedy fire placement here from Ferry, but he goes for a double melter with range.
Solid play, I think. Yeah, like I like that more than doing the Scorpion line. Especially against fortified spec with this defense enhancement here. Like, those are in like assault fortresses. Those are really tanky fortresses.
The fire here might be low-key kind of fine for Apooche. Now that he's teched barrier and the fact that it's placed this far up, I think he will at least block some of it.
Yeah, I agree. They're really fast, right? He's got the temp speed. He's got assault forts. They're going to run forward and block. Like, honestly, a lot of it. Like, unfortunately, one of the forts... Oh, wait. I think the arrow's lying. Is that arrow lying? I don't know. We'll see how the barriers do. But I think the fire's, like, kind of a whiff. Yeah, it's a whiff.
Yeah, we'll just get blocked.
Yeah, like, okay, some
course,
Mustangs...
Like, the only patch is, like, exactly where the Mustangs want to be, but...
Yeah. Okay, we're shooting the melter on the left, but not in time. Right side kind of punching through once again, but, you know, we're out of forts, basically. But these Mustangs got some levels. Can they do it? Phoenix is falling, though.
Left side is completely gone. It's just going to be down to these Mustang, but how much damage is this? 2 melters, a scorpion, some arcs?
Yeah, is that just game? I don't think yet.
Oh, 50 hit points.
Oh my god. Okay, I mean, the fire's gone. It wasn't even that good, though. I don't know what Apooche needs to do. Like, do you need to range your fortresses? Do you need level 2 forts? Like, what's the deal? More phoenixes?
I mean, you probably need range on your fortresses.
I think so, right? The thing is, they're
Like,
so fast that, like, does it matter that much?
Yeah, I mean, your second tech would probably be overload. I don't think you can afford to just overload, though.
I agree. Yeah, maybe you double tech, but that feels, I don't know. It doesn't feel like your turn is very big if you do that.
I mean, like, the only thing you can do is buy more fortresses, right? There is also like a loose formation crawler play, but if you look at the board from Apooche, he only has 2 crawler packs, so you can't really set that up either. Which means that
you're right.
The only thing you can do is just go more forts.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's like wasp plays as well, but I feel like the fang placements are pretty good. Guess we should talk about this smoke here from Apooche. So it's hitting the center of the board, and somehow Flower Fairy did not bubble. A little surprising to me,
Yeah, that is wild.
right? Oh,
Oh,
he's like sold something to make money, I guess, or loaned. Okay.
still doesn't really shield it though.
Yeah, not really, right? Blue Fort.
Like, both melters will still get caught up. That's a really nice way to kind of circumvent the enemy army there.
Dude. Apooche is cooking. Look at this. Blue Fort, Blue Mustang on the corner, beaconed in, and then a sledge flank on the right. All the crawlers going right. Look how fast this fortress is. Just zooming in. That's insane.
Yeah, that is such a nice play. Melters in the middle are blind, but the left side is looking really strong for Ferry. At the same time, that level tower will go down rapidly.
Absolutely. Fell really quickly here. We still have 3 fortresses alive. Of course, we have the Giga one on the right, and we have more than enough Mustangs to pose quite a threat as well. I think the smoke was amazing. And I think that corner play was pivotal.
Yeah, that was such a good move from him. And this allows him to stabilize too. Look at the fortress levels that are available now. He's bought more time. Round 8 could be free units, which would mean more money, which would mean potentially more investment into the fortress techs.
Yep.
And it is
Here
going to
they
be that.
are. Okay. What do you think here? Like, the biggest diversification is probably like Overlord or Steel Balls.
Whoa. Okay, well, I just saw what Ferry did. It is going to be steel balls for Apooche.
Okay, I think this is very good for Flower Fairy. I do like this move. The question is, like, if we take the fort levels for Apooche here, and we take some sort of aggressive thing, like, for example, double attack enhance or launcher overload, which he does do, goes for the launcher overload. The question is that enough DPS to kill these blue melters with energy absorption?
I mean, you gotta feel like it is.
I think so, yeah. They're assaults. Assault also receives attack buff, 20%.
Like, there's only 2 blue melters as well. The
True.
level 1s will certainly go down if they can connect onto them.
Yep, really good point. We have tons of Mustangs. We have an oil coming out, but no fire to light it, so we're just trying to slow down the forts, which I think is a good move because, man, the zoom is real. We saw that last round with assault forts and temp speed. These things are absolutely zooming. And there's advanced power system. I forgot about that. So these fortresses are
Oh,
moving
wow,
at the
okay.
speed of crawlers.
15 meters a second, that is wild.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see how this goes. It's all going to be with both those melters locking on to the fortresses. They're going to be getting the balls, no problem, of course. We got to clear the chaff really, really quickly. We're running through the oil on the right. The left side, not looking super great. A lot of chaff to pull through. We have all the blue stuff on the right. So really, it's all about the right here. The fortresses are coming through. They have such small range, but now they're on to the melter. Down it goes. That was the white one, though, I believe. We lost the big blue fort on the right. Getting close to the tower, and I think we're going to start winning the right here.
Can't afford to leave anything alive here, though, for Apooche, so he will have to take down that big melter, too. A debuff here would be crucial.
Yes,
and he will get it.
All right, the game goes on.
He gets away with murder there, I think. Like, it would... The only thing that would work there was the debuff.
Yeah, I think so, too. He got fort
Another
levels, by the
smoke
way.
bomb, wow.
Oh my god. Even the Vulcan's Descent makes you kind of sweat, right? Like, there's like an oil there. Flower Fairy goes for it. I think he wants to light that. Yeah, look at that. It's directly on top of the oil. Apooche gonna try smoke once again? I mean, that's a greedy smoke. There's no way you're popping the bubbles. That's just really a skill check.
How good is that fire, though? I mean, there are 2 Mustang packs over there, but that's pretty much all you're going to kill.
Yeah, hard to say. Another question for me is, will he pick up elite marksman on his fort and quad tech the fortresses?
It's expensive, though. 800 resources.
Yeah, probably not, right? But like, what else are you doing? Are you buying more forts here? Like, what's the line? Do you buy Wasp? Not into multi-melt, right?
Yeah, I mean, ideally you would have some source of EMP, but there's none of that on the board right now.
True. Yeah, good point. Oh, Look at this Wraith in the flank there. Is that even killable? What level is it? Level 2. We have Phoenix on the right. We have level 3 Mustangs, which do not have enough DPS. They're sitting... Oh, they're at 146 because he just took double attack enhancement. So technically that Wraith is killable, guys.
Well, it is, but those high-level Mustangs are the ones that are going to be running through the fire.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like just the Phoenix can kill it? I mean, there could be like a tie that occurs, like, you know, both players going below 0.
That's true.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen here.
Well, the
that
Mustangs
fire.
during the debuff managed to do half of the hit points worth of damage.
That's something. Is the tower just going to go down? That's going to be a 9-second debuff, and we haven't even reached the tower yet. The right side, kind of similar story. We lost the big one on the right, but the center ones are pulling through. Not really going onto the tower this time, though. We're winning the left, but oh no, there's the debuff. Uh-oh.
There it is, and it looks like the only thing that'll be alive is a couple of blue Mustangs and that level 3 Fortress, but there's not going to be enough resources left alive, even if the Melters go down, to take down the Wraith, which means that Flower Fairy will just be picking up the round by default. Never mind that, this level 3 Melting Point will survive as well. I mean, it's kind of felt like it was getting out of control for Ferry, but manages to find that Wraith play on the flank, which secures the win, and obviously that level 3 Melting Point also a massive issue to deal with.
Yeah, true. 250,000 HP is so annoying. Like, maybe he did need the elite marksman, but I mean, there was just so many things that he needed. He did go for the loose crawler play that you mentioned a while ago. But yeah, just too many problems to solve.
Yep. You gotta wonder, like, do you ever preemptively take the Farseer drop that was offered? Because on round 8, Apooche took steel balls and sold 1 to be able to afford range and overload. I don't know if he would have been able to do that if he took the Farseer, but Farseer, we did talk about it, is like one of the